Hi everyone. As you can probably tell, I have not been posting very frequently. Life has been busy, but I'm finally back to posting as much as I can. No promises, but I will be doing my best. Today's video will be a little bit more chatty because I will be going through the process of how my subscribers designed a Sonic mascot for this channel. So that's what this video will be about. First off, to give some background info, when I had reached 300 subscribers, I wanted to celebrate by doing some activity, community-based celebration where everybody could participate and we can all have fun. So what better way to participate than for all of you guys to design a Sonic character and then I would draw it. So I have done a series of 10 polls where you guys would vote on the general look and design of the character. So the first round was on what type of animal our mascot would be. I knew that from the gaming franchise, the only exotic animals we see are bees, crocodiles. Is Vector crocodile or an alligator? Hold up, let me look it up real quick.
A few moments later.
Okay, he's a crocodile. Okay, well, I know there's a difference between crocodiles and alligators, but it's currently 11:40 p.m. So, you know, my brain isn't braining right now. But apart from Team Chaotix and Rouge the Bat being the exotic animals within the gaming franchise, we don't really see any other exotic animals. And the only times where we do see different animals is in the IDW comics, where we see Dr. Starline, who is a platypus, and Tangle the lemur, who's a lemur, and Whisper the wolf, and etc. So I knew I wanted to pick an animal where it wasn't too common but also not too out there. So I had landed on 4 options. On the polls I had put out a lizard, a cat, a dog, and a bird. Now in the gaming franchise we do see 2 cats, Big and Blaze, but we don't see them as often and they're not as common, so I thought that would be a good option. As for birds, there really only is the bird group. I forgot their name, but it's with Jet and the other 2. We don't really see any lizards. The only lizard we see is Espio, who's a chameleon, and I don't think we have ever seen a dog character in the gaming franchise. I had to scour the internet for a Sonic dog character because I could not remember if I've ever seen one. And apparently there was one in a comic, and that's pretty cool, but generally we do not see dogs within the franchise itself, so I thought it would have been a good option for you guys to choose from. But that obviously did not matter because 67% of you guys voted for the cat. So, you know what? I guess all of that research did not really pay off. Let's move on to round 2. So on its own, a cat is a very vague animal on its own because a cat could either be a lion or it could be a simple house cat. So I decided that the second poll would be about the species of cat. So the options were a lion, a snow leopard, cheetah, and a caracal cat. And over 72% of you guys voted for the snow leopard. I thought, you know, you guys would vote for the caracal cat because I had to Google weird cats and I thought you guys would pick the weirdest ones. But looking back now, I think you guys are just big Tai Lung fans, and honestly you guys have great taste. Moving on to round 3. In conclusion, 71% of you guys voted for the female option. I think there isn't as many female characters within the gaming franchise. There's definitely a lot more within the IDW comics, but I think it's really neat, actually. Good job, guys. I'm totally not biased. So before I could start designing the character or coming up with a base form, I needed to know the age. So I had set up another poll. I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd one. I don't know. I'm not really keeping count. But you guys have voted for the teen option. So our character so far is a female snow leopard who's a teenager. So just helping you guys keep track of the characteristics that they have. Round 5 was deciding the color palette of our character, which actually works really well because they're all cool colors. apart from like the very pastel pink, and I feel like it would work for her a lot better compared to the other ones, which is really cool. You guys are making really good decisions so far. Round 6 was deciding if she would be a villain or a hero. This would help me get the general feel or vibe of her character, and 79% of you guys chose hero, which is a bit surprising. I thought we were all gonna be edgy and pick villain, but apparently I am very wrong, and being edgy was just a me thing, so joke's on me. Because she is a hero, I knew I had to give her some cool superpower or gimmick to go along with that, so I set up another poll where you guys would vote on what ability she would have, and after doing a quick Google search, I came up with a snow golem summoning ability and a frostbite power, and 85% of you guys voted for the frostbite power. The next poll was to decide how she would inflict frostbite, if she was going to actually literally bite her opponent, or if she would just scratch her opponent and that would inflict frostbite. And you guys voted for the scratching one. But one of our final polls, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, for round 9, you guys would choose her personality, in which 43% of you guys chose that she would be a heroic and confident person. Mobian? Yeah, Mobian. Of course. Silly me. So now that we have the looks and the personality, it was time to actually bring your character to life. So now I will be going through the process of designing the actual character. First things first, I wanted to get her head shape out of the way, so I just sketched a quick drawing of her head while also using the color palette that you guys have voted for. One of you guys have recommended me to give her curly whiskers, in which I absolutely adored and thought it would be a very cute addition. And somebody else in the comment section recommended me to give her some sort of poncho or scarf, sort of like Ralsei from Deltarune, which is really cool because Ralsei is my favorite character from Deltarune, and so I was very happy to work with it. I made her arms a bit bigger, like around her hands, because I wanted it to resemble the werehog design from Sonic Unleashed, and you know, I wanted her to have like those powerful paws. I messed around a bit with her collar, or I guess with her scarf, and ultimately decided that I liked the fluffy scarf around her with the pom-poms. And so that was the design, the definitive design and clothing. Next, I moved on with a more dynamic pose to show her fighting spirit and personality. I also wanted to demonstrate how her frostbite ability would work. One thing about this drawing in particular is that I procrastinated a lot on it. Once I spend too much time on a project, I lose interest. So I knew that I would have to reignite that motivation. So I changed the line art and I started to recolor it again, which was really fun, and I gave a little background with some outlines around her, and I think it turned out pretty good. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. And behold, here she is, our beautiful Sonic mascot. But there is one thing we're missing, and that is her name. I had set up one final poll where you guys would decide her name, and drumroll please. Her name is Crystal, with Cairo being second and Calt or Caltine being third. So congrats to Crystal for winning, and thank you for all of my viewers for recommending me some name ideas. It was really fun to see which ones you guys liked more, but now we have our answer. So everybody meet Crystal the Snow Leopard. She is confident and heroic. She has a super cool frostbite power in which she can cause when scratching people. But in the end, I still don't have any clear ideas of what her lore is or her backstory. I do have a vague idea, similar to how Blaze is in the franchise, where she's from another realm or something. And so she uses some sort of ancient relic to bring herself back to the current dimension or whatever. So please let me know in the comments down below, and from there we can build onto her character more, in which I'm very excited to see. So that is pretty much today's video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.